Next up, we have Spur, Tyrin Bradley. Questions for Tyrin? Great.
So Tyron, start with the beginning last year. You transfer in from the FCS level. How long did it take you to adapt? Was it a big leap for you to get used to this level?
Yes, definitely. I definitely would say it was a bit different. You know, being at the FCS level, the talent, you know, sometimes it's not always up to par. So definitely coming here, it was night and day for me, honestly. You know, being able to run around guys at FCS level, and then get here and, you know, guys are just a lot better. You know, so coming from being, you know what I'm saying, one of the best athletes, it was different. You know, I had to come here and actually learn new techniques and learn how to rely on my technique, and when the talent is greater than or equal to. So it was definitely a small challenge.
Time when it hit you that, okay, I'm starting to make the right strides? I mean, everybody talks about your bowl game, but
Yes, sir.
Was it before that, or was that the moment?
I mean, definitely the bowl game, I feel like I played pretty well. But, I mean, there were flashes throughout the season where, you know, I felt where I was playing okay, but definitely, you know, not up to my standard for myself, you know. Just being the caliber player that I feel like I am, I feel, you know, just coming in and not being as dominant right away, it was just a wake-up call. So I guess I had to just do a little bit of self evaluation, and you know, maybe I would say like after the UCF game is when I started to, you know, everything started to click for me.
So the interception in the bowl game. Walk me through that. Have you had an interception in college before? You saw it, you reach up. What happened?
Nah, that was my first one in college. But definitely, you know, the play. I think it was like a screen action play. I was my alignment. I was in coverage. So just seeing the play, you know, I thought it was a screen. And then when the quarterback looked up, you know what I'm saying, I just saw the ball. And that catch, my teammates, they'll tell you all the time, I make that catch all the time in practice. So really, it was kind of routine for me. But you know, it was an amazing feeling, definitely, yes, sir, to get it in the game.
You made the jump from FCS last year.
Yes, sir.
You know, how do you think Ty French is doing? You know, how are you able to kind of help him?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, we relate a lot. You know, I tell him all the time, hey man, you're gonna make plays just off being an athlete. You know, off being natural, and obviously his production at the level he was at, it speaks for itself. So just me being there to let him know, like, hey, I went through the same thing you're going through, and this is what we got to do, you know what I'm saying, especially when we put in these certain situations. Because like I said, man, we could just run around guys at the FCS level. And you know what I'm saying? When you go against guys like White and stuff like that, the elite tackles, you can't just run around them. So just perfecting and enhancing our craft, and, you know what I'm saying, we work off each other, we make each other better, so.
What was something that you were maybe surprised by when you made the jump? You're talking about running around guys. I'm sure there had to be something that you thought, okay, I can definitely do it at this level, but I wasn't expecting that, or?
Yeah, just even before I came here, you know, when I was recruited to be like a pass rusher, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, just guys like Wyatt and those other elite tackles, you know, getting in their sets like super quick. You know, I used to just get off the ball and run around them, but, you know, when you kind of get off the ball and the other person gets off the ball too, and now he's in your face, so you got to make a move or do something different. So that was definitely a change. You know, the speed of the tackles. You know what I'm saying? How athletic they were as well. So.
What are your goals for this season, or do you have anything that you feel like you still want to improve? I mean, at this point, you'd have multiple years of big conference ball.
Yes, sir.
That would maybe be a different perception going into next year, wherever you are.
Yeah, definitely. I want to have a complete 180 of my last season. You know, I feel like I'm a dominant player. I feel like I played football at a really high level, and I know what it feels like. So, like I said, after having last year, you know, I kind of know what to do now. I know what to expect. I know how to prepare myself, and just overall, just being consistent, coming in with the same approach every day, just to get better, no matter what, you know. And obviously, just have a great season. You know, hopefully can get on that board with guys like Beanie and Dante and stuff like that. So.
Difficult part of that position, because 1 minute you're an edge rusher, another time you're dropping into coverage. How difficult is it to be both ends of that?
It can be challenging at times because a lot of times we're a read key. Quarterbacks and the way offenses are now, it's based off of one guy. They're reading somebody, and whatever he does, they counter off of it. So just trying to, disguise my position a lot and what I'm doing, if I'm dropping or if I'm rushing, and then just finding ways to affect the game, either or, whether that's being in windows or that's sacking the quarterback, stopping the run, or even getting interceptions. But for the most part, our coaches, they try not to put us in too much stress because we are the primary pass rusher. But the dropping, I feel like I've gotten better in understanding route combinations and what to expect and stuff like that.
With playing such a unique position, who would you compare your game to?
Like NFL or?
Just any player you've watched or played with.
I feel like I'm a little bit of it all. I try not to have a main identity. I tell my coaches all the time, and I can do anything you tell me to do on the field. But guys like when it comes to pass rushing, I like to watch guys like Max Crosby. Guys that are just very dominant, violent off the edge. And then I guess in the league, you don't really see too many linebackers like pass rushers dropping in coverage and covering people. So. Just trying to pick up on little techniques that I see the guys that do that every day, the corners that and have, what I'm saying? So just trying to pick up on small little details that they do that when I'm in that situation, I could try to implement it in my game and stuff like that. Yes, sir.
You played option quarterback in high school, right?
Yes, sir.
That seems like it's frightening for the defense if you're coming out and playing with the option. How fun was that? Did you know what they were worried about? They were thinking when you had the ball out on the edge and making decisions?
Yeah, it was an option style offense, but believe it or not, I didn't like to run the ball. I was the one to sit back there and throw it 50, 60 yards down the field. But at the time, I was still pretty big, about 6'2", 6'3", about 235. So, teams were, they did what they could. I wasn't easy to bring down, but.
So you wanted to be a passer, not a runner.
Yeah, definitely. I'll give it to the guys who run all day. You let them do that, and then I sit in the pocket.
Your senior year, did you miss a couple games?
Yeah, I dealt with some injuries. Both ankles were bothering me a little bit, so I didn't really have the season that I wanted to, but it was all good.
So listening to part of your story here, it just seems like you've taken time to get the pieces arranged the way you want. FCS, maybe you don't end up in the FCS if you play a full senior season.
Yeah,
maybe if it's just one position instead of defensive end and quarterback.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Yeah, do you feel like you're kind of making up for lost time a little bit? Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. I'm really hard on myself, obviously, but sometimes, I got people that remind me. I just moved to defensive end. I played quarterback my entire life, so, going against guys and competing against guys who've been doing this since they started playing football, it just gives me just a sense of how good I could be, and so that's my mindset.
How does having played quarterback give you an advantage in maybe some ways in your position?
Maybe, the biggest thing for me probably is just, I guess, when I don't know how to put this, when they're getting ready. Yeah, when they're getting ready to hike the ball, as a quarterback, you don't want the ball hiked unless you're comfortable with what you see. So I guess when I'm rushing or something, I'm looking at Gigi, I'm trying to see when he's comfortable, when he makes his reads, and then that's when I'm getting ready to go. And that's just with any quarterback, when they get comfortable and they like what they see, 9 times out of 10, they're getting ready to catch the ball. So that's kind of what I look for now.
You got here about a year ago, a little less. How's the Texas guy adjusted to West Virginia?
It's definitely different. I definitely get a little homesick here and there, but my dad, he's not too far. He's in Georgia, so if anything, I just drive down there and go see him. But it was a little different. It was some mutual connections between my defensive coordinator and Coach Leslie, and the opportunity presented itself, and so I just felt like this was the best decision for me at that time. It still is,
So I had to check. You dropped the ball in the net on the competition today, right? So
Yes,
was
sir.
that a little pressure on you, or give you a little leg up on your teammates?
Yeah, man. They my guys, they were expecting me to go 4 for 4 out there because we could get out there and pre-practice. I'm throwing the ball downfield and stuff like that. And believe it or not, Coach Lawson, our safeties, he had us out there practicing last night. So I was pretty confident when I stepped up, man.
You like doing that?
Yes, that's why I think Sean Martin, he picked me for that just because he knows my background and, you know, obviously I won, so, yeah.
Who else can throw? Hammond Russell looked like he had pretty good motion for him. Anybody else, non-quarterbacks that can throw?
I think TJ got a pretty nice arm. I've seen him sling it a few times, but other than that, man, those guys make it like rocket science throwing the ball.
Give you any dreams that if there's a series of injuries of trying to go in there?
Man, I tell Coach Scott all the time, man, put me in. Just give me one series.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.